Yo, what's good, guys? This is Hicks MMA Fitness, and here are my 3 predictions for UFC 280. Charles Olivera versus Islam Makhachev. And first, we're gonna start off with Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. I got Aljamain Sterling winning that fight, defending his belt. And I feel like after this fight, people really need to start putting respect on Aljamain Sterling's name. And yeah, I get it, you know, the first fight he had with Petr Yan, Aljo looked pretty good in the beginning, but he started to slow down. Petr Yan was being very dominant. And then until that famous DQ where he threw an illegal knee on Aljamain Sterling, personally, me, I wouldn't have won the belt like that, taking the DQ. But at the same time, you know, that's his decision. He got to live with that. And Aljo was getting shitted on for the longest because of that. And then you have the rematch with Petr Yan and Aljamain Sterling, and Aljo looked completely different, man. And yeah, granted, it was a little back and forth on the feet, but every time when it hit the ground, Aljo was dominant, man. He was he was on Petr Yan's back like a backpack, man. So like, I really do feel like Aljamain Sterling is gonna beat TJ Dillashaw by a submission. That's just my personal opinion. And TJ Dillashaw, man, I like TJ, but just the fact that like he got caught with PEDs, taking EPO, I can't respect that. Like, great fighter, don't get me wrong, great athlete, but I can't respect he had to take PEDs, man. You feel me? And just the fact that I personally feel like he doesn't deserve that title shot after being Corey Sandhagen. And I don't even know how TJ won that fight, if we're gonna keep it real. Like, real shit. Like, I was shocked, but hey, you know, it's up to the judges. You know, different judges look for different things while scoring fights, so it is what it is. But definitely don't agree with TJ Dillashaw getting a title shot. But I feel like Aljamain Sterling, I feel like his grappling's would be too much for TJ. And yeah, you know, I got Aljamain Sterling beating TJ probably in the later rounds, you know, by via submission, probably rear naked choke. And then you got Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. And I'm gonna be honest, I like Petr Yan, but I would not be surprised if Sean O'Malley could get it done. Because don't get me wrong, like, there is this narrative of Petr Yan being a slow starter, but at the same time, a 3-round fight is completely different from a 5-round fight. So fighters definitely have a different pace. You know, if it's 3 rounds, they have a different pace when it's 5 rounds. So I've seen Petr Yan in 3-round fights. I don't think he's a slow starter, but I am going for Petr Yan. I feel like Petr Yan is tough as nails, very skilled when it comes to the striking. But then again, you got Sean O'Malley, who's very elusive, very slick with it, really cold. He's like the style bender of that bantamweight division, you want to say. So like, yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one, but I'm definitely going with Petr Yan by TKO, man, for real. I keep forgetting that Sean O'Malley got beaten by Chito Vera. And personally, me, I feel like Chito Vera is that dark horse of that whole division, man. So I feel like the keys for victory for Petr Yan, keep that constant pressure. Keep that constant fucking pressure on Sean O'Malley. Because a guy like Sean O'Malley don't like getting like pressured like that. And like I said, Sean O'Malley's really slick with the striking, very elusive, very tricky. But I feel like Petr Yan really puts that pressure on Sean O'Malley. He's gonna get it done, man. Petr Yan's gonna get it done. You know, TKO. I'll probably say like 2nd round in my opinion. Then you got Charles Olivera versus Islam Makhachev. I'm gonna be honest, when I first saw this matchup, I was thinking this could go either way, which it still can, don't get me wrong. But I'm leaning more towards Charles Olivera. It's just the fact that like people have been underestimating this man for the longest. Like, Charles Olivera has beaten Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, and Charles Olivera is literally Like, if you compare the people that Charles Oliveira fought versus Islam Makhachev, it's a huge difference in competition. And I'm not saying Islam Makhachev is bad. Islam Makhachev is good too. But it's just like, who did Islam Makhachev beat? Dan Hooker? That's it. Like, Charles Oliveira has literally been, he had a rough path. He literally had a rough path to get to that championship, man, to get to that belt. Do I feel like Charles Oliveira should have been stripped of his belt? Fuck no. Because he missed weight by 0.5 pounds. I could get it if it was by 2 or 3 pounds, then yeah. But just the fact that he got stripped by missing 0.5, and to top it off, it had to do something with scales and stuff like that. I don't even feel like it was his fault. It was probably out of his control. But you know, it's the fighting game. It is what it is. But I feel like Charles Oliveira definitely has the better striking. He's a lot more precise. You know, because look at his last fight with Gaethje. He threw that right down the pipe, clipped him in the chin. Then he submitted him. And that's the thing about Charles Oliveira. Like, the greatest submission artist of all time, of all the UFC. High-level jiu-jitsu practitioner. And the thing is, you know, Islam Makhachev, like, people like to compare Islam Makhachev to Khabib. In my opinion, I feel like they're completely different fighters. Yeah, they still have that foundation of wrestling, with being heavy wrestling. But at the same time, if you compare Khabib, like Khabib when he's on top, Khabib is fucking like ground and pound, like smash. But Islam Makhachev takes his time and looks for the submission. And I feel like if Charles Oliveira, if I feel like Islam Makhachev goes for a takedown, you know, like a double leg, he's gonna get caught in the guillotine. And there was a time where Islam Makhachev exposed his back, and you do that against Charles Oliveira, he's gonna choke him out. So this fight is definitely like styles make fights. You have a high-level jiu-jitsu black belt, and you have a high-level sambo wrestler guy. So, and not only mentioned, it's orthodox versus southpaw. And Islam Makhachev striking, in my opinion, it's probably not that good compared to Charles Oliveira. And the thing with Charles Oliveira, he's getting better at every single fight. So yeah, man, I feel like people really need to put some respect on Charles Oliveira's name. So I'm definitely going with Charles Oliveira on this fight. But then again, I would not be surprised if Islam gets it done too, man. This fight is like, it could go either way, but in my opinion, I got Charles Oliveira. So yeah, guys, those are my predictions for this upcoming event, UFC 280. With that being said, this is Hicks MMA Fitness signing out, and let me know who you got in the comments for all 3 fights. So that being said, see you next one. Bye.